I want to update with you with regards to little Zac Higgins. Now, you don't need me to recall for you, but I'll do it anyway. Little Zac was seriously injured when he was hit by a car, believed at the time to be carrying multiple passengers, around 4 p.m. at Castle Meadows off Skahard Road. March 25th we're talking about. He was ultimately rushed from Cork to Temple Street Hospital in Dublin. Following this incident, he was placed into an induced coma, and he was being monitored very carefully in intensive care for a lengthy period of time. We spoke with his mum, Ashling. Zac was left in a very serious condition following the hit and run, all sorts of broken bones, and they were worried about his brain. Now, the GoFundMe page has been set up, and more on that throughout the course of the morning. But there is an update this morning. And with that in mind, I just want to catch up with Ashling, who joins me by phone. Ashling, good morning to you.
Hi, Neil.
And I know that you got home to Cork for the first time last night. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. But you left Dublin with not the best of news, I'm told. Worrying news. Is it, Ashling?
Very worrying news. He was diagnosed with a DAI. So we don't know how it's going to affect him.
Oh my God! It's too early to say how significant that will be or how severe it is then.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's just all time. So.
A DAI brain injury. What exactly is it? Did they explain much of that to you?
Yeah, it's a diffuse cranial injury on the brain. It's when the brain gets such a really intense impact that it causes lesions on the brain. And basically they just don't know how it's going to affect him. There's, like she told me, don't Google it. So the first thing we did was Google it.
Oh, so did I.
And some of the things are horrendous. Like some people don't wake up from their coma from it.
That's the problem with Google, you see. You know.
I know. Yeah.
Because no two cases are the same, and you'll see the worst stuff the longer you look there.
Yeah, it is. It's just, but I'm confident. Please God, we're praying and praying that we'll get a miracle and that he'll be okay.
And,
so.
Yeah, and tell me, he's out. They took him out of the coma, didn't they, Ashling?
They took him out of the coma, yes, and it took him. He didn't come around till Friday evening, so we were he was just in a vegetative state since Tuesday. As it when they took him out of the coma, we were expecting, he'll wake up and he'll do this, but he didn't do anything. So, sorry, I have the kids here.
You're grand, girl. Do you want me to let you get them settled? I can come back to you in a minute.
No, it's okay.
All right. Okay. I don't want to put you under any pressure.
No, it's okay. They took him out of the coma on Tuesday, and we expected him to kind of that kind of away.
Yeah.
So the first thing was on Friday evening when we saw him, my sister and her husband came in, and we kind of just started talking to him, and we were laughing, just little things. We were just chatting to him, and next thing he put a big smile on his face. And oh my God, it was like we called all the nurses, we called everyone, and look at him, he's smiling. So it was just amazing. To me, that told me that he was there, he was in there somewhere,
And he's breathing on his own, isn't he?
He's breathing on his own. He's gone, so he's out of ICU and all, because from a breathing perspective, his breathing is fine. It's just the brain injury. We don't know how it's going to affect him.
I know. His eyes are open though. He's smiling. He recognises you. He's breathing on his own. All of these are great steps forward.
They're great. Now, his eyes look perfect, and he follows the voices around the room. I don't think he has any vision at the moment.
Oh.
But that's not to say that he won't have. Now, the ICU doctors did tell me that where he has a lot of that DAI, it might affect his vision and his movements and stuff. So we don't know.
But they don't know how severe the brain injury is.
No, they don't.
And how will they find that out?
It's just all a waiting game. It's all time.
Right. Okay. He needs time.
They said that, if they said Zac will tell us how it's affecting him,
But you've got to stay positive, because doctors sometimes give you the worst possible scenario. You know,
I
bet you there's loads of people listening right now, and you can include me on this. When my daughter was born premature, we were given all sorts of information. Most of it was wrong.
Yes. Oh, yeah, but you know, my sister's husband's father, he was in a bad accident years and years ago, and they told him he'd never walk again, and any of that, and he can walk, and he's fine, and, you know. Yeah. So it kind of gives us hope that they're wrong. I
know. But having said that, it must have come as an awful shock to you.
Oh, it was horrendous. The worst news we could have gotten, you know. So it's just a waiting game.
I know.
And a long road.
I know. Where there's life, there's hope, and he's breathing on his own, and he's
there's
out
hope,
of...
And, you know, we believe in God, and I pray,
and every single day, we're still getting texts and comments, and I know you are too. You know, every single day.
We are.
It's still top of everyone's mind, you know?
Yeah, everyone has been so good. Like, we've gotten messages from all over the world. Like, you know, it's just unbelievable. People are so good. Like, and it just gives us hope that, you know, everyone will keep praying for a miracle, and please God will get it.
Absolutely. Well, you've half a miracle now, so he needs to continue delivering miracles.
And, you know, I think, like, there's... When I was Googling statistics, and I think they said like 80% of people with that injury don't wake up from their coma, you know? So, you know.
Oh, for God's sake, Ashling, I just stay away from that stuff, you know?
I know, yeah.
I know it's a fierce temptation because you're looking for hope, and you're looking for miracles. And
but there's good stories on it too. You know, like you can look for the recovery stories, and they're on it too, you know.
I know. It's I know. I can understand why you would do it. And what's like? How is he being fed by tube? How is that working out? How are they getting nutrition into?
In a tube. Yeah, he's been fed in a tube, and he still has a catheter and all that kind of stuff on, you know.
Yeah.
So he can't. He's still in bed, like, you know. He's just lying in the bed. We just kind of move the shit and that kind of a thing.
Yeah.
But we talk to him all the time, and I play all the Lion King. He loves the Lion King. So I play all the songs on the phone for him, and you know.
They say that's very important. Yeah, keep talking.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Playing songs, reading stories.
Stimulated, you know. Yeah.
Keep them stimulated. And did somebody tell me they were going to start physio as well or something?
Yeah, they're going to start kind of the road to recovery. I think starts today. They're going to start all the physio and the OTs and all that kind of stuff. Well, they're all seeing him now today, and please God, we'll have better news, you know. As
time goes, because of course there are broken bones as well that have to be helped along and heal and everything like that.
Yeah.
He's been through the wars, but he's getting there. He's coming out of it. You gotta.
Yeah, he is. Yeah,
you gotta cling to hope that he'll make a 100% recovery, and I'd say he's a little fighter, you know.
Oh, he is. Like I said, he's so feisty, you know. He's one of those kind of kids. He's a bit of a gangster, like, you know. So he kind of has that going for him.
Yeah.
And his age as well. He's only two. He's 2.5. He'll be 3 in July. I think he kind of, because he's so young, that there is like their brain is always remodeling and like learning all the time. You know, like the doctor told me that if it happened to an older person, that they'd have a very hard time. They won't come back from it.
Well, there you go.
But because he's so young, that there's a chance that he can, you know.
And there's loads of research out there now showing case history after case history of how the brain has healed itself, just like any other part of the body.
Yes. Yeah.
And in the sense that he's so young and growing, it's got extra momentous to grow and to develop and to heal itself. It's not as if he's full grown with a full grown brain, you know.
Yeah, we hope. Yeah, you know. Yeah.
So you had to tear yourself away from him then last night, was it?
Yeah, Paul came down on Friday, and he came back up yesterday, and I came down today, and I'm going back up on Wednesday, because the other two hadn't seen us for nearly 2 weeks, you know, so it wasn't fair on them, you know. So they're having an impromptu day off school today.
I know. But you must be worn out. Both of you must be exhausted, understandably.
Oh, yeah.
I know.
Yeah, we are, yeah.
I know.
But we'll do it for as long as we have to, you know.
Yeah. And sooner or later, this nightmare will come to an end and you'll all be home again.
Yeah, please God.
Yeah. You're focusing on that.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
All right. Okay. Do you need anything?
No, we're good, yeah. We're really good, yeah.
Okay.
At the moment, yeah.
You heading back up later?
No, I'm going back up on Wednesday morning.
All
My
right.
mum and dad are going up Wednesday, so I'll go up with them
Okay.
Wednesday. So I give the kids, they can sleep in their own bed for a couple of days.
I know.
You know.
Of course, you got Max and Belle as well at the same time. I know your hands are full.
Yeah.
Well, listen, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me this morning. And it's important to let people know where you're at and where Zac is at.
Oh,
Good-
yeah, it
good to
is.
stay
Yeah,
in touch.
I know you rang us our message a couple of times last week, but you know, Neil, we were just too upset. I couldn't.
Don't you worry about that.
You know?
Don't you worry about that. As I've always said to you, just staying in touch, no pressure.
Yeah.
It's on your terms.
Yeah.
Happy to talk to whenever you want, Ashling, all right?
Yeah, no problem. Thanks a million, Neil.
Bye
Very
for
good.
now. See you later.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay, Ashling, Zac's mum, just back in Cork for the first time in many days. And not the best of news, a DAI brain injury is lesions on the brain. Now, again, old Dr. Google, not a good place to go because you'll see all of the worst. Like, there got to be different levels of lesions and different levels of damage, and the brain's an amazing thing for healing itself. So we all need to stay positive on this, regardless of this. You know, maybe it might be one step back and two steps forward, one step back and two steps forward, that you make it eventually, but the journey's a bit longer. The GoFundMe page is there. It seems very clear to me now, more so than ever, that they will be dealing with many bills that they have to face in the future, not just in his hospital stay and his recovery, but maybe for a long time afterwards. And that makes the GoFundMe appeal even more important. They had set a target of €50,000. When we checked, it was just under 28,000. There's an account open in St. Michael's Credit Union or any bank. And if you don't have the IBAN and the BIC details, we will post them hopefully now, or at least very soon, on Facebook and Twitter, and you can get them there. But GoFundMe is a good way to go. €1, a $5, a tenner. If you're very wealthy, more. Because I think it's going to be a long journey of recovery, and the family will need financial help. Our lines are open at 1-850-104-106. Can I just say, a fundraiser has been organised by Ringmahon Rangers. Ringmahon Rangers are Zac's club. It'll be on the football pitch on Easter Sunday to try and raise as much funds as they can so Zac can get the best possible care he needs. So far, they've been donated bouncy castles, DJ Bertie, with meet and greet characters, Paw Patrol, Mickey and Minnie Mouse. Food will be available on the day. Apache Pizza are on board. Ledger's Takeaway are on board from Mahon. They're in need of a marquee, lads. And they're in need of any spot prizes that people might give for the raffle and the auction. Will you all give that some thought, particularly if you have a marquee? Don't know how big they need the marquee, but you can work that out if you're in the marquee business. Get in touch with us and we'll pass on the details. Ringmahon Rangers are looking for help for a Zac fundraiser on Easter Sunday.